Today is 9th October 2022. Here's we in Lhasa, Tibet, China. COVID virus already showed up in the world 3 years, and this is the first time Tibet suffered a lot by COVID attacks. Everything starts in the beginning of August. There were 4 infected people were found in Ali area, Tibet, and after that, from 12th August, we were locked down until now, already 2 months. On 24th September, I was given a positive COVID test result. I was very shocked because every day I stay at home already 1.5 months. Just in the beginning of lockdown, we can go out to the village to have a COVID test. After a few days, we have to keep in quarantine at home. We even can't go out. People just come to the house to test us. So how can I get infected? This is one question, and it is not so important. I know I packed some stuff with me because I was told I have to be put in quarantine in another building inside the city. So I have to leave my comfortable room and catch a van outside waiting for me. And after a little while, we stop in the middle of the village and change another bus. And the bus go to get another infected people. Just inside the village, the bus go around 1 hour and also stay outside in the big road half an hour. And after that, the bus just bring us to the city. After around 2.5 hours, finally the driver and the police car found a place for us. That is one building. It's called Shelter Hospital. I don't know why it's called hospital. We already arrived in front of one culture center. So they're making register. Already settled down, really so tired. Negotiate long time with volunteers to change bed to this corner. Here's my bed. It is very small. See here, everybody's together. It's very close. People already sleeping, just feel still relaxing in this garden. The only thing here is very comfortable is with this very big garden. We can do exercise and relax a little bit. Today is 26 September 2022. It is my 3rd day stay here at the Culture Center, which is called Fountain Hospital right now. And I don't know why it is called hospital because we just be fed here. This is the reality. We are small people. We just can follow it. The first day I arrived, they didn't test us. We just be given one small bed. This bed is really too soft, really can't fall asleep whole night. So yesterday I was really upset. I didn't shoot. But these 2 days I made some exercise. I want to make my body stronger, can defeat the disease. As I know, most people here didn't have any symptom of COVID because all of us already have 3 vaccines, so it really helps. Some people cough. I actually coughed half month ago. It's not because COVID, because my body is too weak. Every day stay at home. I can't go out to my exercise. I eat something hot, spicy. So I always cough because of that. It's not because of COVID. Here in this cultural center, people test COVID every day, but the results sometimes go out, sometimes not. So people are very, very angry inside this building. So yesterday they shot a lot to the volunteers, and in the end of the evening, the result of 21, 22 just go out. Almost half patients went out last night. But there's one question: why shouldn't we stay at home? Because this kind of disease is not so dangerous as before. We already know a lot of knowledge about it. Also, most of us already get 3 vaccine, so it is not horrible things for us. And here is also don't have any condition to hold us. The toilet is public. The whole building just have 1 toilet for men. Inside there are 6 small toilets. Also the same as in females toilet. But it's for the whole building, so you can imagine it is not enough. Also dirty, and also if somebody already negative, but it is very easy to get positive again in this kind of condition. They say because in China we have a lot of old people, a lot of kids. They are very weak, can't protect themselves from COVID. But as I know, inside this building also have a lot of small kids and old people. They looks very healthy. So what's the meaning? Get us from home to here. If this place is very comfortable, I don't have any things to say. And the most terrible thing is they don't give the COVID test result on time. So what's the meaning of that? I think I am still very lucky because there is one so super big space for us to do exercise, to run, to walk. Some places even worse. They stay in like the factory place with one space without any decoration. There's one girl just next to me. The next day she arrived here, her COVID result is negative. For next day, her result is positive. And yesterday she found that negative result already been deleted. And before yesterday, her result is negative. But yesterday her result didn't go out, and today she also cried a lot. We have to use mask inside the room, so it is really not comfortable to sleep. I just boil water to wash my face and wash the feet. It is really not convenient because there is not any shower place here. Of course, in Tibet it's very hard to make shower place in this kind of public place, something called hospital. So do you find anything like hospital? They are giving people this kind of medicine. I don't know what's this medicine. Just told us can make us get negative reports faster. Who knows? Maybe it really hurts the body. Today is 28th. I already stay here 4 nights. Many mosquito bites me here and the neck. Today we already registered. Have 2 days negative COVID test, so we already can go back home today. It is really so funny because I came here on 24th and 25th. I did one test and they didn't give me any result. Some people get result, and then next day they get a negative and already go back home very fast. So is it really the paradise of this house, this building? We get positive at home, and then the next day we come here it's negative. It is really unbelievable. So what is inside? That night we were given medicine, and they asked the COVID test results from me. I said, we didn't get a result. You should know that. You should know the reason. She said, I don't know. We were told to tell you you didn't get the result because you are positive. So I asked her, is it really like that? So who told you that to tell us? And she didn't reply. So who are they? Who told them? No result is positive, and people go to argue. They give the result immediately in the same day. If we don't argue, so we don't have the result, we are positive. If we argue, they give the result and we are negative. So who are they? The volunteers here, they are very nice, very kind, friendly. And people also very peaceful here. All of us don't want to stay in this kind of place. More than 1,000 people stay in one building without good condition, without any treatment. My friend still asks me, "Oh, do you have very strong symptom of the COVID?" There are many doctors, nurses here to treat you to get rid of the COVID. The answer is no. We also don't know if we are positive because they don't let us do the test at home again to make sure we are positive and just immediately put us here. We don't have any right to argue with it. There's one old man next to me. He said, "I really don't want to leave. Already stay in this kind of place. Half months. I can't see any hope." And he still have to stay here. He can't get a negative test result. So how is his future? If I get COVID, I don't want to use any money from our country. It is really a waste of money because we can stay at home to cover by ourselves. Why we should use the money from our country? It is a big money, really big money. We eat, we sleep, blanket, milk sometimes they give, and instant noodles, and the mask. So everyone here use a lot of money. So why we should waste this money instead of stay at home? I have a lot of questions. One is that I really get infected by COVID virus. How can I get a positive result today and after one day I start to have negative result? Is COVID virus weak like that? And the second question is that who get the biggest profit from this COVID clear control in Tibet? People say the central government give every patient 4,000 yuan to get the treatment in Tibet, but I don't think the money like that so big. 400 yuan could be possible per day, per patient. It costs you $70 US. It is really a lot. You know, Tibetan government has no money because here just have some tourism income. After that, almost nothing. So the central government have to support here. Other province also support Tibet. Every year have to give a lot of money. I really don't know if it is correct to call us patient inside that shelter hospital. But anyway, there is a big money for every patient every day. You know, the first year when the COVID attacked the world, it is really horrible. A lot of people die because we have any knowledge about this virus, also no vaccine. But this is already the third year. We already be protected by the vaccine. It really helps. There are almost no people die because of COVID. Also, not so many people have heavy symptoms. So why should we be taken away from home to that kind of place? So what is the purpose? What is the meaning to put us together and we can get infected again very easily in that kind of big places? So what is the benefit for people to do this kind of quarantine and with a lot of social resource? During we stay at home, these 2 months, actually the government give us a lot of food like rice, vegetables, fruit, meat. You can't imagine how is that money. Why should we waste the money from our government? Actually, this money also from our people. If we can stay at home when we get the COVID virus infected, we just buy enough food, stay at home. Around 1 week, we can get covered by ourselves. It's no problem. Even half month, it's also no problem. But why should we be taken to other places and with a lot of social resource? And the government have to pay a lot, and we feel no freedom at all. It is really not comfortable for us. Yesterday, there's one businessman post one video about how their family suffer a lot in this COVID control. His video goes viral very fast, but today we found his account already be deleted and the videos already gone. So who did this? It is really unbelievable. Can't we talk? In the video, he said his kid always get a COVID result very strangely. One day negative, one day positive, one day negative, one day positive, make so much trouble for them because we get positive result. We have to be taken out from home. So you can imagine what kind of things they are suffering. This morning, one of my friends just got his first positive COVID test result. It is really so funny because he already stayed at home 2 months. And just because there's one positive result happened in his building, and so everyone have to be taken from that building to another building to get the quarantine. And after that, his roommate in that building get infected, and after 2 days, today he get infected too. So it is really so necessary to take people from home and put them together. I think it is one of the reasons why Tibet can get the lockdown lift. I think in China, what makes people feel scared not get infected by COVID virus is be taken away from home. When you get infected, this action really makes people feel scared. And Sweden is a good example. After 5 days, I was sent back home from that building. I went upstairs by a wooden stairs, and there were 2 old people, my neighbor. They phoned me and they felt so scared. They asked their family to the roof to talk to me. They said, "My parents are so scared they find you here. We are not sure if you have infectious disease." What? I was so shocked and so angry, but how can I do? Because this environment already made people feel everyone be taken out from home to that place to keep in quarantine. It means you have very heavy infectious disease. They feel so worried because of this. If we can stay at home, we can get covered by ourselves really quickly. So why should we waste the social resource? And why should we make other people feel so scared? It is already a normal disease, I think. So what do you think also? And these days, some people come to text me and put the paper outside the door, like locking us inside. It is very strange, like we are criminal. And also put a paper there to let us to fill the residence number and name. It is very strange. I felt very angry and called the village secretary to ask her what is the necessary to put our name and identity card number on the door. And she said, "It's no problem at all. We'll also send your identity card inside our group anytime." I told her it is different. We're not criminal. We shouldn't put our information in the street. It is so abnormal. After that, she said, "Okay, if you mind, just clean those numbers." So of course, I went out to clean the numbers in the middle. And those people also told me you can't go out, even you have negative result. Even in 7 days, 10 days, 1 month, you can't go out. I asked why. I'm not moving virus, right? This kind of things not just in Tibet, just in big cities, already be controlled very well. It has a lot of experience. So if one building have one patient, it just take this patient out of this building, make this building in quarantine few days. And after that, it can have lockdown lift. But here we already keep 2 months, maybe have to keep more. We can't have job, we can't work, and some people still have to pay the big rent in Bako Street. It is very expensive. And those businessmen even have to pay for the workers. Of course, these days they just pay like a basic salary, but still, that is money. Like Sweden, I work in tourism field. These 3 years, I get so little income from this field because I can't manage my customer to abroad. I also can't manage the tour for the foreigners from abroad. I just can manage a little tour inside Guangdong province. Even can't go out of Guangdong province because always have COVID happened in this province or that province. So it is very hard to manage the tour for the company. The company always don't want to take the risk. A lot of people lose job in these 3 years. A lot of businessmen close their company in these 3 years. It is not just me. So that's what people is not live in normal. It is really hurting us, this kind of control. I really don't know where is the end of this COVID. Where is the new start for us? For this case, I do know there's no country is perfect. There's no government is perfect, but just listen more to people. That is the most important.